So we're going to go const pressed keys. So we're going to pull our current state out of here. Then we're going to do a nice switch statement on our key code. And now we're actually going to have to put in a couple things here. So I've went in and kind of already checked what the key codes are for these different for the different keys we need to use. So what we're going to do is we're going to bind everything to WAD and space. So W is going to be our forward, A left, D right, space is shoot. So we're going to put a couple constants up here. So export, actually we don't need to export those because they're going to be internal. So const key A. So key A is 65, const key D equals 68, W equals 87, and you can find what these key codes actually, how I actually figured these out. Just you can just search online JavaScript char codes or key codes, and this will tell you what the numbers are for them. And then key space. Then we're going to go down here. So we're going to start implementing our state changes, or our state changes based on which key was pressed or released. So we're going to say case key A. So when key A was pressed, then we know that, let's see, press keys, A is left, so left equals pressed. And we'll break. Case key D, pressed keys dot right will equal pressed. And then we'll break. And we'll do key W, pressed keys dot forward equals pressed, and break again, and case key space, pressed keys dot, what do we call it? Shoot, okay. So we'll call that shoot equals pressed, and final break. And then we'll put our default case, which will do nothing. So if any other key is pressed, we don't care. And you can see here I spelled my consonant wrong, so we'll fix that quick. So now we've got a method here that's going to basically handle when any of these keys are pressed. It's going to update our state. And actually, we actually need to go and set our state now to trigger our component to re-render. So right now we're actually using destructuring to pull the state here. So this is actually copying the object or cloning the object into a new one, and then we're mutating it here. And then we need to go and set our state to the new one. So press the keys, and as soon as that happens, that is going to trigger our render method. And we could probably improve this a bit by only calling this when one of these are pressed. But we'll see. We'll look at that later. Okay. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to start implementing our render method. So what we're going to do is we're going to call react.fragment, which is basically just an empty wrapper element. Put whatever you want in here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to call react.cloneElement. And we're going to call this .props.children. So it's going to re-render our children. And then it's going to, we're going to have a method here called getChildrenProps. Yeah, that's good. Which is going to basically return the props for the children elements that we're going to clone here. So let's go implement that method. So get children props. So we're going to create that, and actually I think I'm going to go move these up above here because that's where they're being used. They're not being used in the render method, so the component did mount that, which calls that. Yeah, that looks good. So then what we're going to do is we're going to get our current props. So anything that's currently being passed down to the input manager. So and then we're going to delete props children because we don't want to duplicate the children. So if we have something wrapped around the input manager, it's got input manager as children. We don't want that to get passed down here because we don't need to actually render that. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then we're going to return our new state. So we're going to pass along our props. And then we're going to return a new one that's going to have our input state, which is going to have, and actually, yeah, left, right, forward, and shoot. This on state. And our input state's going to pass along left, right, forward, and shoot. So that's going to get passed along. So this should work. Yeah, let's go take a look here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our app.js, which we currently have our window manager, which manages the size of our window, and then we've got our canvas. So we're actually going to add our input manager in here. And I'm pretty sure I forgot to export again. Yes, I did. Export default input manager. We're going to call that. We're going to wrap it. We're going to import our input manager. And if we're lucky here, everything should be working still. Yep. So that's good. So now let's go see what we're getting. So we go into our canvas object. Let's see here. Let's, in our draw scene, actually, so if we go back to our input manager, we're expecting a input state prop now. So if we try and pull that out of our props here, and then write that out, console.log input state, we can see there we're getting a bunch of updates. So you can see here, we hold the right, goes true, left, true, forward. Oh, forward is not working, so something's screwed up there. That's what happened. And we put the wrong field, so pressed keys. Save that. And then we'll press forward again. True, good. Space, true. Okay, so it looks like we're getting the correct values now. So let's go back to our canvas. Now we want to actually implement, basically start calling some of the methods in our player to actually interact with it now. So what we're going to do is we're going to say if our input state left is pressed, then our player is going to rotate left. Else if our input state dot right is pressed, then our player is going to rotate right. And then separately, if our input state forward is pressed, then our player is going to enable thrust. Enable thrust. So we want these to be left and right to be mutually exclusive, so we can do left or right, but we can't do both. And then the same thing here, if we're moving forward, or if we're holding the forward key, we want to enable more thrust, but if we're not, we want to disable our thrust. Whoops. And let's save that. And I think this should work. There we go. So now we can see we're rotating. And if we press forward, we're going around. We can turn around. And you can see here, as I hold the key down, it's getting faster and faster and faster. And then as I release the key, we should eventually slow to a stop. And then you can see here, I wrap around the screen. Yeah, so you can see there's really no cap. It's going to keep increasing in speed the longer you hold the button down. Cool. So yeah, so that's it for this episode. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, bye.